Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Opposition Report. Today, I'm joined by Kadie, a Barnsley fan. It's Louisiana Day in the Select Car Leasing Stadium on Saturday, and we're looking forward to it. Kadie, how are we doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. All good. Two signings yesterday, so it's looking good heading into Saturday. Let's talk about your season then. You currently sit 15th. You've played 22, won 9, drawn 5, lost 8. How's it been?
Um, it's been a bit all over the place, to be honest. I feel like sometimes I'm really confident with how we're going to do in league, and then sometimes it falls off a bit, which I suppose is part and parcel of football. I feel like coming into New Year, we've just played Liverpool, and we had a bit of a boost from that. We saw that against Blackpool on the weekend. Hurrian's been really good. At start, I weren't too confident because substitutions. I feel like a lot of time I'm thinking, what's he doing? But now I feel like he's got into the swing of things a bit. We've got some very talented players this season, which you wouldn't think so looking at where we are, but they are really, really good. And to be honest, I keep looking at date and thinking, when are we going to lose them?
Yeah, you mentioned there the Liverpool Cup game was a nice little distraction for you guys, I guess.
Yeah, it was. We did the town really proud then. Obviously, I know we lost 4-1, which is not great, but I weren't even expecting us to score a goal. And the way the players performed, I've seen it on TalkSport and stuff like they were saying, but Barnsley just outperformed Liverpool massively, so that was really good to hear.
And also, I suppose you took that into Blackpool last time. Last minute winner, 2-1 win. Would you say it was a deserved last minute winner, or was it a tad lucky?
I think if you've asked me that towards end at first half, I'd have said no, like we didn't deserve it. But in second half, we come out with a bit of fire and a bit of passion, and McGoldrick did really well that game. I think that kind of proved to us that we do need to start gaining more minutes in a game. So I'd say now, yeah, we did deserve that last minute win, especially because when we played at their ground, it were same situation. They beat us 1-0 in last minute, and it were a miserable day, raining, and it were like such a long journey. So like, it felt good to get a bit of karma on them.
Was there a nice little bit of revenge there? I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping for a little bit of revenge on Saturday because when we came up to Oakwell, I think it was September, it was miserable for us. We didn't play particularly well from what I remember. Over Christmas, you had a bit of a disappointing run, three straight defeats against Exeter, Mansfield, and Lincoln. What kind of went wrong in those games?
I think we had a lot of injuries, and I've never been one to blame it on injuries because I think we had quite a strong bench before Christmas. It's fell off a little bit now, but we've got a really strong midfield, even as benched players. Like we had at that point, we had Vickers, obviously played for you lot, John Russell. Like we had some really good players to substitute on for midfield. The other positions, like up front and defence, we've been kind of empty with. We've not really had much replacement. So I think it were really down to that, and probably just I'd like to say a bit of unluckiness, but I think it's down to the players and the injuries.
Yeah, and you've kind of already addressed that in the January window. So far, you bought in Owen Goodman and Owen O'Connell, who is centre half. Happy with it so far? I know you've lost a few. I know Murphy Cooper's gone back and Caelan Vickers has gone back, but happy with your January business so far?
Yeah, I am. I think there's still a little bit more that needs to be done in regards to defence and up front as well. But Owen Goodman seems to be like we saw him on Saturday last week against Blackpool, and he seemed to be really good, like getting his sense stuck in. Sometimes a little bit risky, so I was like, oh, but he always pulled through, and he needed to redeem himself because he were at Huddersfield for a bit this season, and he nearly killed David McGoldrick. So I was like, I'm not too confident about this, but yeah, he's really good. Not seen much for Owen O'Connell, but he seems pretty. I mean, he's 30, so he's experienced. He's played for a lot of League One clubs and lower league clubs, so he's got that EFL experience that we need. And we've just signed what's his name? Charlie Lennon, that's the one. Very young, from Middlesbrough, but I've listened to Conor Ryan speak about him, and it seems like he's really talented. So that'll be interesting to see as well.
Obviously, with any transfer window being a club of Reading and Barnsley size, there's always people looking at your players. Davis Keeler-Dunn, who has done a phenomenal job for you guys the last few years, has been linked away. Are you confident about keeping him? And what would happen if you lose him?
I'd cry if I lost Keeler Dunn. um, he's a really, really good player, and I think especially last season we wouldn't be where we were if it weren't for him. He carried us. He were up for EFL League One Player of Season and EFL awards. He's amazing. He's so talented. Works hard every single game. I'd be very surprised if we do manage to keep hold of him, to be honest. I know that a couple of championship sides have been looking at him, Blackburn, Preston, Middlesbrough. And I think there were a bit of rumours about Wrexham wanting him at one point. So I would like to keep him. I'd love to keep him, but with the interest that we've got and Barnsley like to sell players, I think it could be a very slim chance for us keeping him.
I did see that. I think it was last game where he was supposedly ill. Are
Yeah.
you, do you reckon he was, or do you reckon that was a bit of him trying to force a move?
Well, at first I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. But I did see his partner on TikTok. She posts TikToks quite a lot and she did post something about it. So I was like, oh, maybe he's not I can't see her like kind of getting involved in that side of things if he weren't. And Conor Oriane's like proudly said he'll be back this weekend and he's back better now. He just had a little bug. So we'll see. Hopefully not him trying to force a move because I'd be devastated.
Another player that's been getting a few rave reviews is, I think this is how you say it's their first name, Race Cleary.
Right,
Tops
it's
the
gonna
assist,
be it.
yeah, tops the assist charts for you guys this season. How good has he been?
It's like having Messi at Barnsley. It's absolutely insane. Like he didn't play much at start of season and we were all kind of like a bit clueless on his style of play and what we could expect from him. But he's absolutely fantastic. It's in the past couple of years, I think he's best player I've seen at Barnsley. He's so fast, like pace is unreal. He's just dribbles through into the box, and it's very rare that he gets a ball cut out from defence. Like he's constantly putting balls in box. We just need that middleman striker, old school, to put it away for us. Alongside him, we'd be unstoppable. But I'm very worried that we're going to lose him because I know that I think Leeds were looking at him, and obviously they're in Prem. That'll be some big bucks for Barnsley. So I can't see. I don't know. Maybe we'll keep him in January, but I'm not sure about summer.
Who's the one player? This is always a fun question to ask, sort of fans of clubs like Barnsley and Reading. Who's the one player that's left Barnsley that is just sort of like broken your heart? That's always like really hit you deep down.
For me, it'd have to be Mads Anderson. He's
Who?
at Luton
I was
now.
gonna say, was it Barnsley to Luton that he went to?
It was, yeah. He was so good for us, and he was captain, and it was just like I feel like this is such a weird way to describe a football player, but it was like a ray of sunshine, even in his like poorer games and his poorer performances. And when he first came, everyone were like, "Oh, he's shocking! Like, don't like him." And then as time went on, he was like his best player, as captain, and it brought my heart at Wembley when he were like we're like clapping us all and like waving and all like, "Oh no, he's gonna go." It was so sad. I think I actually did cry when he left.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Mine's probably Shane Long, but that was a good few years ago now. Let's look at like the individual players then. Who has surprised you the most in terms of performances this season, and who has disappointed you?
um, I'll start off with negative and end on a positive with this one. Disappointed me. It's a little bit far to say
Harsh.
disappointed,
Harsh.
but yeah, but I think Jack Shepherd. Now it might be a bit controversial. A lot of people have been really happy with him, but I think because Bradford won him on loan last season, and he was so hyped up. Like everyone were like, "We want him back at Bradford." Like Barnsley, so lucky, and I feel like I've just not really seen that. He is he's young, he's fit, he's strong, but I feel like his footballing brain just needs expanding a little bit. He needs a bit more experience. He does make some silly passes, and it's cost us quite a lot this season making silly passes. But I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. I just feel like it can be pushed a little bit further. As for players that have impressed me, Luke Connell, we've had him for quite a few years now, and in the past couple of seasons, since Wembley, he kind of like dropped off a little bit, and he had a lot of time off where he weren't really well. And then he came back and it felt like something had changed. He weren't the same again. A lot of people were saying he wants to go, like he's not happy here. But he's come back this season and it's like a different player. He's captains, and I felt like when he's been captain in previous seasons, we weren't really seeing that demand from him on pitch. It felt like he weren't communicating with people, but now he's come back, he's took control, and he's just performed really well for us.
Let's look at the game then on Saturday. What formation are you expecting Conor Hurricane to play?
Well, we have started to play a different formation, but on the weekend, I think due to injuries, we did have five at back, two in midfield, and then two up front. However, I do think we could do with keeping wingers. I feel like wingers works really good for us, but I think because Keeler Dunn weren't there, we couldn't do that, and his bench were quite empty on weekend as well. So I would like to see it go back to his typical formation, but then again, I weren't really disappointed with the result on Saturday because we came back. So and McGoldrick really did perform well. So if it were to be the same again, I wouldn't complain, but I would expect the typical formation that we have.
Any injury concerns? Obviously, I know we mentioned about Davis Keeler Dunn being ill, but is there anyone else that's kind of going to be missing for the game?
I think everyone's pretty much back now that we usually play. Matt Roberts is going to be about on game. I'm not sure if he'll be starting or what, but Conor Ryan said this morning in his press conference that he should be back. We've lost Josh Earl due to an injury, and by looks of it, he's not going to be coming back till March time, which pretty much not season ending, but like
Yeah, right.
it's nearly done, yeah. So defense again, like we keep getting injuries in defense, and it's like his weakest point, so it's not ideal. But and then there's Fabio Jallo. He is really good talent to bring on towards end of a game, but I feel like it's not a priority for us. So I'm not too concerned about injuries. I think we should be fine.
And who's the one player Reading needs to watch out for other than Davis Keeler Dunn?
Definitely Reyes Cleary. I think a lot of teams have started to pick up on it now, and it's annoying me because it's like you'll have two defenders on him at once all the time. So we haven't really been seeing as much goals from him and stuff recently because he's been so start now. But so don't tell him that I said that because I want us to win. But yeah, he is so talented, so that's just why it's been happening.
And finally, can I get a score prediction for the game, please?
Score prediction. I change my mind every day on what I think the score's going to be. So maybe it's a bit early to tell, but right now in this moment, I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2. Is that
Yeah.
head saying 2-2 or heart saying 2-2?
I think a bit of both.
John's saying for the
I think
2-2.
looking at you guys' formation, obviously, you brought a new manager in and you've been on quite good form recently. I feel like we're starting to pick up a little bit now, so I think it could maybe be equal, but I don't want to be too negative and put that out into atmosphere.
Cool. Where can Reading fans check out your stuff? I know you're quite big on Instagram, TikTok. Plug away, plug whatever you like.
Thank you. My username on Instagram and TikTok is underscore Kadie underscore Lee underscore, and on YouTube it's just Kadie hyphen Lee.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining me today, Katie, and come on, you Ars.